Shalom. Welcome back. We are continuing working through our Hebrew Literacy original graphic novel on 1 Kings chapter 18. If you remember last week, we ended here with Eliyahu Hanavi praying to Adonai to answer by fire. And Israel and the prophets of Baal are watching to see what happens after their epic failure. Today I just ask, that you would, Adonai, that you would give your blessings to your people, that all of those who are B'nai Israel, native or grafted in alike, may you stir them up, everyone who has the heart to learn the language of our people, the language of the prophets, the only language ever to die and be resurrected again, the language which shows forth your truth and light in this world. If anyone's having trouble, may you please encourage them, give them breakthroughs, even supernatural memory, according to your will. All right, so let's continue. Let's see what happens. He just proclaimed, Adonai Elohei Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yisrael, Hayom yivadeh, ki ata Elohim b'Yisrael, v'ani avdecha, uvidvarcha asiti et kol hadevarim ha'ele. Woohoo. Verse 37. Ra'aneni Adonai, Ra'aneni, v'yid'u ha'am hazeh, ki ata Adonai ha'Elohim, ve'ata hasiboto et libam achranit. All right, let's break that apart. Ra'aneni, this is from the verb ra'ana, Ra'ayin nun hey, which is to answer. So this is an imperative. The hey fell away. Answer me. Answer me. And then we would, to understand this is with vocative, the vocative, oh Adonai. Ra'aneni. Answer me. V'yid'u. And let them know. Right? So may they know, let them know. Ha'am hazeh. Ha'am, the people. Hazeh, this one. Ki ata Adonai, that you are Yod He Waw He. Ha Elohim, the Elohim, the God. Ve'ata, and you yourself. Why do I translate it that way? Because the verb coming up has a ta at the end, which is short for ata. Right? So that's you. So it literally says, and you, then whatever the verb is, ta, you. Now the verb is hasibota. This is the verbal root samich, beit, beit. The second beit disappeared. These kind of verbs are called geminates, like the constellation Gemini. They're twins, right? So the idea is there are doubles in the root, which are the same. And when that happens, usually one of them disappears. Sometimes it leaves a footprint, like we've seen here. The footprint in the bait tells you there's another bait inside. Now this is a Hefil binyan. Maybe I'll mark that. Which is causative. Now the verbal root, savav, usually means to go around, to encircle. This is where we get the Hebrew word svivon, which is modern Hebrew for Yiddish dreidel, right? A top, right, that we play with on Hanukkah. So literally this means cause to go around. Hasiboto, you caused to go around. Now, there are a couple of ways to understand this. We could just understand it as a normal perfect, right? So, in this case, Eliyahu would be saying, Ve'ata hasibota, and that you yourself, or you indeed have turned, caused to turn around, et libam. So that's the levav. See here we had levav, and the bait also collapsed, and there's a dagish in there. The heart of them. So in that you have like already turned around their heart is what it's saying. Or, and I feel this might be more likely, this might be what we call a precative perfect. A precative perfect. Precative perfect is a usage of the perfect, which is kind of like a soft imperative, like, may you do this, like, may it be that you'll do this, right? I feel like this is probably what's happening here, but you could understand it either way. He could be praying that Hashem has already done this to them. He's already savaved their levav, their heart, right? Their mind. Remember, heart usually means mind in biblical Hebrew, almost always. So be careful when you translate, when you understand verses that say levav, that say lev. It's almost always talking about the mind, right? The seat of reasoning and that kind of stuff. And when we translate heart in English, that can be a little bit confusing, right? Because our culture, the Western culture, has a slightly different understanding of what heart is, right? And it might associate it with emotions or emotional intent or desire or something like this. Whereas, like, whereas, whereas mind is different, right? The battle of your mind, a battle happens in your mind is a little bit different, right? So I'm thinking it's a precative perfect. So I'm just going to translate that way. Ve'ata, and you, or that you, hasibota, that you would turn et libam, their heart, like turn around their heart. Achoranit, backwards. So altogether, savav and lev and achronit is like to turn them around, like basically induce them to make teshuvah, to return. Turn them around. They're facing the wrong way. Eliyahu's asking God to turn them around so that it's easier for them to make teshuvah, you see. If they're facing the wrong direction, all of the sin language in Hebrew is about direction and path, right? Like being on the derech, right? Even the master's original sect of Judaism was called the followers of the derech, right? And he even calls himself in Jewish Greek hahodos, which in Hebrew is haderech, the way, right? So they were followers of the way. And to be on the way, to be on the path, der Pfad, ich weiß, dass viele von euch Deutsch studieren jetzt. So for those who are studying German now. So, der Pfad, haderech, and a lot of the sin language, actually all of the sin language is about wandering from the path, twisting things, missing, right? Missing where you're heading to. And so I think it's pretty deep here, the language that's being used. And you don't see that often with this verb. Usually this verb is literally about encircling, going around. Uh, it can be about, excuse me, it can be about besieging a city, right? The various binyanim of it. But in this case, it seems really closely associated. It's also interesting that they're around the altar too, right? That he's saying, Ve'ata, that you yourself, hasibota, prekata perfect, oh, that you would turn around, et libam, their mind, achanit, achanit, backwards. Like they're facing the wrong way, turn them around the other way. And you could do a whole deep study on this, like what you focus on really is a lot of times what you attract into your life, right? It's what you end up going for. I remember listening to a teaching from Anthony Robbins, the life coach, before the American Life Coach. And he had signed up to take some race car, some NASCAR driving course, right? And the trainer, he was in a vehicle that had two steering wheels, right? So the student could drive and the trainer could take over, right? And so when Robbins would be driving this, the trainer would hit some button that made the car go out of control. So it kind of starts moving around or whatever. And then he'd push the button again so Robbins could take control of the vehicle. And Robbins kept staring at a wall, right? Like looking at a wall that they might hit. And the trainer would reach over and turn his head to look elsewhere, right? And that was his tactic for correcting Robbins to not look at the wall. And Robbins explained that there really is a crazy phenomena that people who they crash their bicycles, motorcycle, whatever, a lot of times if there's not another vehicle involved, they crashed into something that they were staring at. And I think we kind of have a little mini phenomena of that here in the teaching, that Eliyahu understands this, that the people are looking for the wrong thing. They're looking at the wrong direction. They're kind of hypnotized by a social hypnosis and mass by the prophets Baal. And because everyone is going that way, it seems like it's the right way because, hey, everyone's doing it. It's kind of like if you've ever visited even like a Christian church or something before of a denomination that wasn't very correct, let's say. And it's hard for people to get out of the wrong sect because, well, heck, everybody is teaching it, and all the seminaries are teaching, and all the you see, there's the same kind of social hypnosis, whether it's grossly wrong, like the prophets Baal, or a little bit wrong, like the case of some strange sect, let's say, or strange denomination. So he's asking God very specifically, which is also important for those who are involved in intercessory prayer, to focus in on the specifics of your request. So he's saying, turn their minds around. It's true because even in the case of the miracle that they're about to witness, many people will just refuse to see, won't they? They'll refuse to understand. You can show them, look, in the Ten Commandments, the Sabbath day, it takes up more space than all the others. Look, it comes before honoring parents. It comes before murder. It comes before adultery. It's up here for a reason. It's like it was understood to be the one that would be forgotten. You can show them that the Messiah never violated the Sabbath. It's only people in their ignorance of Yiddishkeit, where they think that their ignorance of Jewish practices, where they think that this is what is happening. And they won't see it. They don't care. Because they need to have their levav turned around. All right, let's go through 37 again. You try to translate before I do. Aneni. So that's Anna. Answer me. Oh, Adonai. Aneni. Answer me. Vayeda'u. That they might know. Ha'am. The people. Hazeh. The this. Ki. That. Ata Adonai. That you are Adonai. Ha Elohim. The God. Ve'ata. And you yourself are indeed you. Hasibota. That you might turn around. Or you can understand it as a normal perfect. May it be that you've already turned around. Et lib'am. The levav of am. The heart of them. Achoranit. Backwards. How'd you do? All right, let's continue. Verse 38. Actually, before we continue, I'm going to go ahead and let's stop here for those who are doing a sample. Hey, there's 22 more minutes in this lesson. Just click the link in the video description below and you can join my Patreon. That link will take you right to the full video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.